Hi, I'm Wanhee, and for years I hated photos of myself. No matter what I tried, I always looked awkward or stiff. But then I learned these 7 secrets and everything changed. So let me share them with you so you can look better in your photos than you do in real life. The first secret to taking better photos is what I call the celebrity effect. You know, you've seen these celebrity photos that the paparazzis took where some of them just look really good because they were snapped in the moment of doing something. Instead of posing in this completely fabricated setting where it's like, okay, everyone knows there's a super high production photo going on. I'm not talking about those photos. You know, ones where the guy's just chilling. It looks like he didn't even know that the photo was taken, and bam, you see Brad Pitt, you see Timothée Chalamet, Kendall, Kylie Jenner, whatever the hell people are popping right now. You see them snapped in the moment, and sometimes they look really good. The psychological reason for this is whenever it looks like you tried really hard to look good, you immediately look less good. So whenever you pose for a photo, you dress perfectly, the lighting's perfect, you're really conscious of the camera, you're it just looks like you're trying to look good. And when you try to look good, even if you do look good, it looks less good. Does that make sense? This is the secret that photographers know, these influencers know, but they don't tell you. But I'm gonna keep it real with you. What does this mean in a practical sense? When you're out with whoever's just taking photos of you, just tell them to okay, just take photos of me, and then do shit. Just move around, walk, come back, lean, look, just talk to somebody, actually just do random stuff. Or even if you don't have anyone to talk to, or it looks weird to move, just do it kind of anyway, kind of act like you're doing something, and then have them snap the photo and catch you in the moment. And you probably had these instances where somebody came up to you and they're like, yo, look at this photo I took of you, and you look kind of good, right? Because you're in your natural element. You look charming, you look approachable, you look charismatic, because there was the natural side of you and you weren't stiff and conscious of the camera trying to impress someone. That's what we're going for. That leads us on to the next point perfectly. I was with my brother walking down the riverside in Seoul, and we saw these 2 Korean girls taking photos for each other. You see this everywhere in the world, right? 2 girls going around taking photos. And what happened was this girl was taking the photo of this other girl and said, "Are you ready?" And the girl who's being taken photos of goes, "Yeah." And then the camera girl goes, she literally machine guns 60, 70 photos. And then they're sitting in the cafe scrolling through all these photos, picking out the one they like out of 60. And all the while, this girl is kind of moving, flicking her hair, doing things like fake walking, all that kind of stuff. What does this mean? Does that mean you gotta become an Instagram girl and take a whole bunch of photos to get one good pic of yourself? Yeah. Yeah, it does. Okay, obviously you don't have to do it to that extent, but every photographer will know this. Even with people that are really attractive, when they get them in the studio, they'll take literally hundreds of pics and pick out 5 or 6 where they look the best. And that's the one that they choose, right? That's the one that you pay for and they give you and they edit. This is how it works. Photographers know this, even models know this. And we all have that photogenic friend who, whatever you do, the chances of that person looking good in a photo is 10 times higher than you. Those people exist. What are you gonna do? You and I, we're not supermodels. We don't look that attractive. So we gotta play the game. We gotta take 10 photos when they take 2. And then we gotta pick the one that looks good. That's another secret. Don't be ashamed. Practically speaking, just get your friend to just go, blah, 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 and pick the one that looks good. Next, so I was in Milan and I had a friend who was a photographer, street photographer, and he took me to this fashion show, the back of a fashion show. And at the end of the fashion show, it was Fashion Week. All the models who are on the runway come out the back door to go to the next show or go home or whatever, right? And then the street photographers are taking the photos of them. And I saw these models suddenly do this posing thing that I was what the hell is going on? What are they doing? They were just all looking and doing all these facial expressions to the lens. And for the first time, I actually saw that these people was not only comfortable in front of the lens, they were literally owning the camera and looking at this one, looking at that one, looking at that one, and making all these freaking faces. So posing is a skill. As you can tell, I'm not that good at it, but what I am okay at is looking at a lens and actually speaking like I'm speaking to a friend. So posing, being comfortable in front of a lens, is also a skill. So if you're somebody that's never had that and you have camera anxiety, every time a lens is pointed at you, you're obviously photos won't look good in that case, in which case you got to go for that snapshot effect, the caught in the moment celebrity effect that we talked about earlier. But most people can just get better at being comfortable in front of the camera and also with posing. And some things that you could work on are like just not doing the deer in the headlights look, but just looking at the camera like you're looking at a person, and maybe like doing a little squint like you're focusing on something. Warm up your facial muscles so that when you smile it looks more natural. Next, angles and lighting, especially when it comes to your body, but this applies to your face as well. They say you have a good side, a bad side. I don't actually know what my good side or bad side is, and the angles and the lighting will matter a lot. If you have very bad lighting, the shadows on your face don't form in a way that makes your face look angular and good and proportionate. If the light is just straight up in your face or from underneath, you start looking like a ghost. But if you get lights like my light is over there coming kind of this way or kind of at an angle at a side where the shadows form on your face, then you'll look better. And also, what does this mean in real life? Are you going to get studio lights every time a friend takes a photo? No. When the sun is not blasting hot, like from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., it's just not a good time to take photos. But you know, when that sunset time comes, they call that the golden hour, or the sun is hidden behind the cloud, so the cloud acts as like that screen. That's when you look the best. Experiment with this, just have a bit of fun. Next, a lot of the time when you dress well in a way that proportionately shows your body in a favorable way, you will just look better in photos. So apply the rule of thirds. This is one thing. If you divide your body into thirds, like you try to make your leg longer by maybe tucking in your shirt or tucking in your t-shirt and pulling your trousers up, or you let your top kind of droop lower but to your knees in this kind of long coat situation. Like if you just understand certain things about fashion to make yourself dress better and look better, this is obviously going to improve your photo. Now, I can't really go into how to dress better in this video, but if you're interested in that, check out these videos. They went absolutely crazy viral because I gave real tips like I'm doing now. Go check out those videos, improve your fashion sense a little bit, which means for normal people, that doesn't mean buying fashion items. You just need to wear simple stuff in a nice way. Check out those vids if you're not sure how to do that. Next, drop your body fat and get lean. I'm going to make a totally new video about this, but when you actually drop body fat and get lean, clothes just look better on you, full stop. That's why supermodels have that super thin physique. There's just no question. I've been a chubby guy, I've been a lean guy. I had the same clothes, but the same clothes look radically different if you've got a lean body. So you got to drop your body fat, hit the gym, go on walks. Again, if you want to know how to do that, check out some like these videos on my channel that go into how to drop body fat. Drop your body fat and you'll be so shocked how your face and your body improves just from that. They say in Korea, a successful diet is the best plastic surgery. And it is true, I'm afraid. Next, the last thing to say is that your real life is more important than your digital avatar. This is actually going to tie into how to take better photos. But the first thing you need to understand is that image is just an image. The image is not you. The image is a representation of you. So while we live in this social media world, Instagram world, maybe some of you want to use dating apps and things like this and LinkedIn and all this kind of stuff. And you asking me how to take better photos because, I mean, what can we change? We live in an image-based world. Having said that, your real life, your real character, the kind of energy that you portray, this is so much more important because whatever comes as a result of that image, you're going to meet the person in real life. You're going to have to interact with people in real life, and a person that is genuinely interesting, a genuinely exudes a positive energy, exudes charisma, that's what will be manifested in the photos as well. You can kind of fake these poses and dress well and do all this kind of like glossing over things. Nowadays you see people doing all these like face editing, and you get rid of your little spots and like make yourself perfect, and you post that one picture and then you get 1 million likes and you think you're super cool. If there's one thing you take away from this video, while you play the game, have one foot in reality and think that if your real person is actually interesting, the self is always shining through in the photos. So if someone snaps you and you look good, the best of those will be when you're being most naturally yourself. So work on your real personality in your real life rather than obsessing so much about the digital avatar. I hope these videos help. Share this with a bro who's just taking these photos in front of a museum, like, because I mean, I used to do that and it's time we all stepped up a little bit. Yeah, I hope this video helped. See you next week.